Good morning. Happy New Year. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 1
Whoa.
of the Morning Waffle.
Whoa.
Kick it off right after this. And we are back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Good
New Year, Beth.
morning, Beth. And it is a brisk morning.
Yeah, it's lovely out there.
Heavy layer of frost out there. It's thick.
Winter is finally here.
It is.
I mean, we had an extended
Yeah.
fall, and now you're starting to see us flirting with snow.
Yeah, I saw that in the forecast. A
Yeah.
little bit, maybe.
I'm ready for spring.
As long as we skip the mud, right?
Right.
mud
We
season.
know that's your favorite.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, it's winter now. I feel like somebody made the point that it kind of felt like March for a couple of months, and I agree with that. It felt kind of springy outside.
Well, bring it on. I'm ready for March.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to California next week. I'll get a little March.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be like
what part of California?
Anaheim.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a warm part,
That's
right?
not what I expected
I'm going to be
hear.
indoor at a soccer coaching convention. I'm going to get in. I'm going to get out before anybody can indoctrinate me with their
with their
weirdness.
Californian.
Just indoctrinate me with your soccer coaching expertise. But
Come back a Gavin Newsom fan.
yeah, I will 100%. I'll see if I can get his autograph.
There you
I'll
go.
hang it on your
Yeah.
wall
On your
over there.
set.
The wall over
Yeah.
there would be great.
Set that's getting built.
Me and Gavin, you know,
Yeah.
we'd be tight. We'd be super tight.
I don't even know what he looks like.
Cali is a great place to visit if you've ever been. It's such an awesome state.
Yeah.
When you talk about the geography and
Yeah,
you just the
there's a
things
lot
that
to
It's
it.
like a whole other country.
It really is. Man, is it bizarre.
I have the weirdest California experience ever. My brother Ryan went to do an internship with NASA, and so he needed to live out there for a couple of months. And I rode out there with him and stayed in like an extended stay hotel, and that was really it because he had to go to work, you know. And so
You were just hanging out in a
I stayed in a
hotel?
hotel room for a couple of days and watched Hispanic people cut down palm trees outside the window. And
that sounds
then,
like fun.
yeah, and then I went home. And then I flew home. That was my California experience.
I've never been to California.
Really?
Nope.
I've been.
Farthest west I've ever been was Colorado. Went to Breckenridge one time when I was
Breck's awesome.
like 18.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it looks like now, because that was a while back. But
Probably a lot the same.
New Orleans was not warm.
No, yeah, you've been to New Orleans.
Yeah, it was in the 40s the whole time we were down there, which is what
It's kind of chilly for the South.
it was. It's not what we were expected, but we had a really cool time when we were down there. Brought you guys a present back.
I know, I want to try this right now.
So you can crack into
A
the
praline.
a praline.
Also known in Missouri as pralines.
Yeah, Loretta's authentic pralines.
So
They're authentic.
You're a chef. Tell me, because I've heard of pralines. I think I've even eaten one before. But what is in them?
I really don't know. I haven't.
I can tell you.
Pretty much
brittle
sugar. It's
look
sugar
to
and
it.
nuts.
It's sugar and pecans.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
probably butter.
And I'm not a huge pecan fan, but I'm going to give this a go.
They're pretty good.
So it's kind of it looks almost like a no-bake cookie texture.
Yeah, it does.
It's candied sugar is what it basically is. And I like this one's got the crumbly texture.
It does. Yeah, more crumbly than a no bake.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't
It's,
feel the need to eat the whole thing right now.
Really, kind of,
That's diabetes.
kind
right?
of somebody in my family made those chewy toffee candies. It has a little bit of that flavor to
It's
it.
that good crumbly burnt sugar.
Shelby makes this thing, which I think it starts, I should maybe getting this wrong, with graham crackers. Mm-hmm. And then there's some chocolate, but it ends up tasting very much like a toffee. And it's really, really good.
That sounds good.
We power through those things.
I know it's officially. Well, thank you for the praline, by the way. It's good.
You're welcome.
That is so sweet.
It
I'm glad
is.
I have coffee.
It's sugar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's
I-
truly
it's
got
just
a great
sugar.
flavor.
I have the nutcracker here, so
Oh,
I'm just
sugar on sugar.
I'm just doubling down over here.
Will's
It's not-
pupils just dilated. He's like, wing, like ready to go. So it's New Year's, right? Mm-hmm. Do you guys make New Year's
2024.
resolutions? Do you do that?
I made one a while back that I have managed to keep for many, many years.
Okay.
I made a New Year's resolution not to make New Year's resolutions anymore. And I've been
Good
very
job.
successful in that. So far, so good.
Congratulations.
Streak is alive.
I'm a big SMART goals guy. You know?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I like to be very specific and have them be measurable. Those, the SMART acronym works. But I do personal goals, like relational goals, spiritual goals, and then physical goals for working out. So one of my standing ones is every year on my birthday I want to run a 1 mile under 6 minutes.
It's a good goal.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, it's like resolutions. I like to take it a little bit further than that. Like, okay, I want
It's
to
like a planning session, like
Yeah.
planning for the year.
yeah.
That's
So
good.
yeah, so reading through scripture, and then one for me this year is I'm going to start taking seriously studying Spanish again. So I've downloaded Duolingo.
Girls have been doing that.
Yep. So I'm going to be hitting Duolingo, and then when I take my sabbatical this summer, I'm going to really hit hard doing the Spanish thing.
Very cool.
Then I'm also gonna get some counseling sessions in this summer, a little tune up on my emotional well being.
Well, that's good.
yeah. So
that's good. Yeah.
one of those things. We've done a lot of work in the last several years to get rid of the stigma that counseling is for only messed up people, as if we're not all messed up in some way.
Yeah.
So kind of like getting an oil change on your car. Everybody needs a little tune up. So yep.
good.
Very
Go in there
smart.
and discover some things about myself. And
When does your sabbatical start?
so I'm going to preach Memorial Day Sunday.
Okay.
And then after that, I just don't come back to the office for 8 weeks.
That's good.
You going to take the waffle off too?
Yeah, I'll take that off. So pretty much just shaking up my entire
Yeah, that's good. You need to.
That's
normal
good.
schedule just
That's
to kind
good.
of get out of that stream and into a new way of thinking. So when I come back, I'm fresh and renewed.
I like it. That's a great idea.
Sounds good.
It's cool to have the option to do that, right?
Yeah, I think it's rare, and so I take it to be, I feel a lot of gratitude to be able to do something like that, because I know not everybody gets to just do that. But
For some reason, I always end up with a professor on sabbatical, like the professor that was the hard one that, you needed to take their entry-level class. I got their entry-level class while they were on sabbatical, and then got them while they were like in the second or third level or whatever. And I was not prepared.
It's interesting. I've been doing some reading, though, discovering that a lot of other professions are starting to adapt this sabbatical idea. Normally, pastors and professors, so that you can write and think and be prepared for the next session. But I think a lot of corporate people are starting to go, hey, we might get more out of our people if we let them
we need to give them a
hit the
break.
reset button.
Yeah.
I think 2020 kind of changed people's thinkings a little bit. Like, people went home, people worked different hours, and they're like, wait a second, we've seen productivity go up by not having this traditional work week thing. And so it just kind of changed thinking in general.
Yeah.
Because then you're that way a little bit, like, what's this traditional deal? If I can get it done in 2 hours instead of 8, let me do it.
I really wish that they would rethink that whole thing.
Yeah, I've always worked that way, and I've always wanted my employees, to the best that we could, work that way. I just hired a new gal, and I told her what I told all the others. It's like, I don't really care when you work or how much you work. They're all on salary. Actually, they're all on a percentage.
So they're bought in.
Yeah. I mean, if we made no money in a month, their paycheck would be zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. so would mine, which so
Yeah.
I'm not going to let that happen.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I don't care when you work, how much you work, or when you work.
Just
you
get
have
it
a job
done.
to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the job gets done, then I'm not going to be real upset at all about where you are, when you're there, what you're doing. I did, but then I also said, but that means we work 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I need you to do something at 9 p.m., I'm
Yeah,
going to need you to
Yeah.
do it.
Saturday or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Our phones are on. We're texting, and we do stuff all the time. But also, I mean, honestly, I have no appointments today. I'm probably going to go home today.
Yeah, that's fine, and it's fine to do that.
Yeah, and they'll text me, they'll email me today, and I'll respond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll play Call of Duty.
People are always surprised how quick I respond to messages. In fact, it's so consistent that if I don't respond in a couple of hours, they're like, send the search party. Lauren's
That's a little true.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
But
I've texted you. If you text Lauren a little bit, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But it saves you work doing that.
Well, and the deal is if I don't do that, I get so backed up and behind that there's no coming back from it, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes total sense.
That's me. If there's something that I need to do,
Yeah.
I got to do it right then.
Yes.
Because in 10 minutes, I will have completely forgotten about it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a toss up if it's going to circle back around.
Well, and I mean, I don't want to let people down. And like, I take all of my roles seriously, even if it's, doing the Rogersville residence thing, obviously real estate, being a mom, all that stuff. I take all that stuff seriously. And so I want to do a good job. And that means if I don't respond, because I could get messages from, I have no idea how many different people in a day on the different outlets of things.
Oh, I bet. I can imagine.
And if you don't, for me, if I don't respond, then there's like a backlog. And
those
then
are the things that make you not sleep well at night.
that makes you not sleep well. And then also, a lot of stuff in real estate is very time sensitive. So there's no, I'll get to it when I get to it. No, it's like, it literally says that on the contract, like time is of the essence. And so you have to get to people quickly. So, yeah, I don't know. And, is it good that I do that? It works for me. Would I recommend somebody else do it? I don't know.
Well, I think you have to work towards your personality. We're created to work a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's different for everybody.
That's right.
And you just got to figure out what that is and lean into it. One of my favorite tools to use, I'll plug this, is the Kolbe Index, Kolbe.
I'm not familiar with this.
I've heard of it.
I really enjoy it. I have all my people take it. I think I may have sent it to you. Had you take it?
I probably
Seems
didn't.
like something-
I likely didn't take it.
Actually, I think I have your results in my phone. I could look. I'll look and find out.
That's bizarre.
I may be dreaming.
You may be.
That you did this, but I have a lot of people I work with or friends that I'll have them take it. It's got 4 scales. You're 0 to 10 on any of them, and high score, low scores, and any one is not better or worse. It's just different.
Different, right.
So you have your fact finder scale. It's like, and basically they're talking about these are the units of work that you have available in each of these different areas to do things. And so if you have a low fact finder, it means you only got 1 or 2 blocks of energy that you're willing to put into fact finding before your eyes glaze over and you're.
Okay.
And that's yeah. So I have a 2. That's very low.
Yeah, I could see.
I don't put a lot of time into that. The next one's follow through, which is how much energy do you have to kind of stay with something and make sure it comes to completion. I have a 3. I don't have a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you have to do things right away.
Yeah,
Knock it
that's
out.
exactly
Be done.
right.
Yeah.
And that's why I have to surround
Right.
myself with people,
Yeah.
which is why I use a Kolbe that have 8s and
People that
9s.
will
That makes
research,
sense.
dig
In those
in, and
first
get you
two.
all.
I don't think I never took this.
So all of my staff, they're all 6 or better in both of those.
Yeah.
Now, quick start, 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
10.
You're an entrepreneur.
It's going to get going.
Yeah.
If there's an idea, it's going to get
gonna-
get started.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna have to finish it.
And then there's the last one's called implementer, and that's you can build things with your hands.
Yeah.
I got a 3 there, so it's all quick start for me.
Very interesting.
But that was helpful for me to
Yeah.
go, okay, I'm no longer going to judge myself negatively for my inability to spend a lot of time researching or my inability to follow through. I'm going to lean into the fact that I can start stuff.
Yep.
And find the people to do those other things.
Well, you started this conversation by asking about, resolutions.
Yeah.
You do that the new year. And I think this conversation is so important, especially if you're younger, but I think it's good for everybody. But to really discover who you are and how you work.
Oh, yeah.
So that you don't discourage yourself in setting goals that are unattainable. 'Cause
Yes.
That's the problem with most people with resolutions is
Yes.
it's kind of like, oh man, I suck at this. I wish I could do this better. And then you set yourself up for failure because you're setting goals that really maybe you don't need to try to attain.
Or don't have the tools
or
to.
don't have the tools to attain.
Yeah.
And so the more self-aware you become, I think the easier it becomes to make a resolution or set goals or whatever you want to call it.
I 100% agree
Quit
with
trying
that.
to do stuff that you're not good at.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dan Sullivan, entrepreneurial coach, strategic coach guy, went to his stuff for a while. He said he highly encouraged people. Said everybody's trying to work on their weaknesses. Don't work on your weaknesses. Work on your strengths.
I like that.
Because all you're going to have is slightly stronger weaknesses. Find somebody who's strong in those areas. Partner with them. Hire them. Work with them.
I like
Yeah,
that
and
a lot.
I'll
That's
push
good.
back on that just a tad little bit because I agree with that in principle until that becomes an excuse to just be sloppy
Yeah.
or a punk or whatever, right? Like, so I think at some point you got to go, okay,
You're
I'm not
a punk.
strong at that, but I got to make sure that I can
Yeah.
do it. I got to do enough.
It doesn't
find-
give you a
gotta do
pass to be a crappy person.
Yes,
yeah.
I guess that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
gotta
But then
find-
find people that
Yeah.
fill
Yeah.
in where you fail.
Find
It's
a way to make your
Jim
world
Farrell.
work.
Good morning, Jim.
Hey, Jim. Good to have you, buddy.
Good to have you.
Happy New Year.
He's got
His downloads on his
Amazing.
podcast, the No BS podcast, like, I can't even remember.
It was a lot.
It's a ton.
was
like
a ton.
tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Holy
Really
guacamole,
good.
Jim.
So-
That's really cool.
Yep. Cool. So check that out. No BS podcast with Jim Farrell.
Yeah,
So
another
he's our
local
buddy. Yep.
podcast. So
Good to know.
yeah, it is. And I think that's especially. I watched the Barbie movie last night. I was telling Will this. Yeah,
She just confessed that on
yeah,
air.
I did.
I'm going to eat the whole
And I really like Margot Robbie.
45,000.
45. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it was like 18,000 this year or last year now, and then 45 lifetime, which is amazing. That's 45,000.
44,999 more
More
people
than
than we
the
have.
waffle.
More than us.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good job, Jim.
But on the bar in the Barbie movie, which I mean, honestly, I just thought it was a weird movie. I thought it was really pretty, and Margot Robbie's beautiful, and they had lots of really good cast members in it. But I thought it was just kind of weird, and so I'm like, but it was trying to make a lot of points about men and women in a very, in my mind, stereotypical way, but. There is a point that is very true about women in it, where she's based America Fiera, her character is saying, women feel like they have to be everything. Like they have to be pretty, but not too pretty. And they have to be an empowered, business person, but they can't do too much and step on people's toes. And I mean, there is I can't believe Lauren watched the Barbie movie. And I'm a well-rounded individual. I watch all kinds of weird
I thought
things.
the same thing, Jim.
Yeah.
She confessed that on
I
air,
confessed
too.
it. Oh, Jesse watched it too. And I mean,
Oh, Jesse.
Can't out
we
him.
did. Yeah,
Come on.
He doesn't care. And Jesse's first tell he's like, I don't care. We watched it with the girls too, and I was careful. I'm like, if it starts getting weird, there wasn't anything on there that they don't see in a normal,
The normal weirdness
coffee
of life.
commercial. So,
Netflix for kids special.
yeah, exactly. Those are actually worse than the
Yeah, for
Barbie
sure.
movie.
Yeah, that was you missed me rolling my eye.
Yeah,
I thought it
yeah,
almost
yeah.
Back to all the way.
There's
all the way
I've
back.
seen more
Spun
weird
around.
stuff on Netflix kids things. Been like, we're not watching that. But they do make a point about women trying to be everything, and feeling a lot of pressure from society to be everything, but not too much of everything. And there is something true to the
By
point.
the way, I'm sorry hyperfeminism did that to you.
Yeah, thanks, ladies. Well, and that's why I said
Glad you said it.
Yeah.
'cause it was-
I'll say it.
that's what yeah.
I'm a feminist. I'm not a hyper
Yeah,
feminist.
that's what I said to Jesse after the movie. I'm like, women have done this to themselves for the most part. So, there is truth to that, though, and it's just the nature of women in general, I think, is they have a lot of, balls in the air that they're juggling. And at the same time, it more reinforced the fact that I've learned these are the things Lauren's good at. I got to that age, right? I don't know when that hit. And I'm okay with that. And I'm not great at, X, Y, and Z, but I'm great at A, B, and C. So, and that's fine, which goes right back to your point of,
Know your strengths.
Know your strengths. It's okay not to be great at everything.
Well, I'm going to be careful the way I say this because we're a family show and we have a studio audience. But
Yes.
if you think about what the worst instincts in men want from women, that's exactly what feminism delivers.
Yeah, it's true. No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with it. And I mean, it's a complicated thing. Yeah. It's complicated. But a lot of people said, "Oh, the Barbie movie was amazing." I don't see how that was an amazing movie. I don't.
It's it had some angry things in it, right?
It was, yeah, but it was the way they stereotyped men was over the top.
That's what I mean by angry.
But I think that was intentional, maybe.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, they kind of stereotyped men as all what I call dude bros, if that makes sense. And most of the men I know are not dude bros, which maybe that's who I surround myself with. But anyway, it was just kind of weird. And then it was also 20 minutes too long. Like every movie that they make now, there's an extra 20 minutes of fat that they could have cut out that no one wanted or needed. But that was my take on it. It was interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Margot Robbie's beautiful, and she did a good job as Barbie because, I mean, she looks like Barbie, so.
Well, speaking of movies,
I won't watch it.
I did do my homework.
You wouldn't like it.
I did do my homework, enjoyed it.
Oh, 8-bit Christmas.
Yeah. Turning in my homework late.
Yeah. That's
8-bit
fine.
Christmas it did bring back all the 80s feels. I really.
It did.
I felt like I took a journey back in time.
Yep.
Yeah. Somewhere between Never-Ending Story and what was the other one? I thought it was a little bit. And maybe Home Alone. I mean, it was something along those lines.
We saw elements of A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story was in it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
My friend said it feels like a classic, and I agree. It's got classic vibe. Okay, so Kix just brought up the tacos, which is hilarious. Tacos are on this side.
Yeah.
Yes, those are tacos.
I don't know what to do with my
Yes,
hands.
Those are tacos.
Those are
Will's. Here we go.
I still remember eating those at First Friday.
Yeah, this First Friday taco
Where's
competition.
my trophy?
Where's your taco
It's
trophy?
right over there.
Oh, it's by my purse.
Those were
the
delicious.
Award-winning Wagyu brisket tacos that won first place at a First Friday event.
Yes, that I won second place at, and there was only 2 competitors.
You don't have to tell that part, Lauren. I got second place.
But I'm going to go out on a limb here. Had there been 10, you still would have been 2.
Second place tacos is just like second place chili. Everybody likes
I have
it.
that trophy over there too.
Yes. I know. I don't think I'll ever do a chili competition again, just because I'm
or any food competition. if Will's
comfortable
cooking.
with my second place chili or tacos.
Your tacos were fun. You had the little dip, the birria.
Yeah,
dipping sauce.
the consomme for the birria. So, but it's funny that you mentioned the tacos though, because we were like, should we change the set? And I'm like, no, the tacos are kind of like they've been with us this whole time. This was the
Waffles.
conversation we literally had this morning.
He's got a point.
Have you seen our intro? Our intro is filled
have you
with waffles.
ever seen the show? It doesn't need to make sense. There's waffles
like,
in the logo.
Wait, what is
Long
this?
time
The
viewer,
waffle?
first time caller.
Does the hay bale make sense? Yeah, it's America.
This is a Joe Thomas picture.
Nod to Joe.
Yeah.
So, do our pictures make sense? No. Are they the waffle? Yes. And I just think it's funny we had this conversation on air or before air this morning about changing. I was like, no, leave the tacos.
Yeah. Okay, we're not changing the set. We could add some things, maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Our personalities are enough.
None of us on the personality scale would actually think ahead to have the set change. So let's just kind of leave it.
No.
I came in this morning and hung 2 flags and most of those neon things over there.
Like I said, Donald Trump is staring at me.
Yeah, he's definitely staring.
Why? I'm not going to explain.
And I don't
but
know if he
is.
approves.
I don't know. I think he's probably kind of mad at me.
Well, that's okay.
If I ever get a chance to talk to him, I'll let him know about it.
He's angry. Whatever it is. He's angry.
Still salty from 3 years
He's
ago.
probably salty. I kind of don't blame him. I'd be salty too if I got sued every other day.
Well, I mean, okay.
Mo money, mo problems.
I mean, they're making up laws to charge him with, right? I mean, they're literally like, we're going to take this piece over here, this piece over here, this piece over here, that don't have anything to do with each other. We're going to knit them together and use them in a completely new way so we can charge him.
Oh, okay. Isn't this
But you got to
throw it, see what sticks.
But you got to put that right next to the decision we heard about this morning, where they have the Department of Justice has decided not to pursue Sam Bankman-Fried for his illegal campaign contributions. It's like, okay.
So
are we prosecuting people or are we not?
Here's
this year is going to be epic.
Oh Lord, I'm not even going to watch the TV. That's my New Year's resolution.
You'll be able to watch one show a week.
I am not going to watch the TV. Just watch the waffle.
Okay, 2 shows a week.
What was the one you were referring to?
Yeah, what were you talking?
Monday afternoons at 4:30, our new show.
Oh yeah. Oh duh.
Come on, people.
Just watch K-ROG. That's all you need to do.
K-ROG is
No, that is the wonderful thing is I have no desire to watch any of the debates. I want to blind myself from all of it if that's possible. Election years suck.
Well, there won't be any debates.
I don't know what's going to
There
happen.
have been no debates of significance because Trump's not there.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, it's just there. I don't. Ugh. The whole thought of it's grossing me out. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk about something else. I don't want to talk about the election. It's looming. I don't want to talk about it.
Claire's going to be epic.
Clara's in the mic.
Clara's ready to
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong set. Can we get a camera over there?
Can we get a
Soon.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
but it will be interesting to see because election years do affect other things.
Yes.
They do throughout the cycle
sure.
of the year. Yeah. Well, thanks, Jim. I'll be the voice of many. I hope so. I'll just get my own show about me not talking about
There you go.
politics.
We can do that.
Yeah. We're doing that right now.
Yeah, that is
Almost.
true.
It's a show about nothing.
Show about
It is a show about nothing. Now powered by pralines.
Maybe Jerry Seinfeld would like to come on the show. While you're on sabbaticals.
Yeah.
There you go. See if we get Jerry-
when you go to
I'll text
California,
Jerry
see if
and
you can
take
find
him.
Jerry.
Yeah. No, I'll be here next week. Yeah. I won't miss a waffle for California. But for
Oh,
sabbatical, yeah,
okay. Well, that's good to know.
I'll bring Jerry back from Anaheim.
Cali? Yeah.
I bet
he
he's
still
easy to
living? Is he in
find.
New York?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's probably got a foot in each.
I don't know.
New York's his home.
Is he driving in cars with comedians? Was that his thing?
It was his thing. That by the way, was fantastic.
Was it?
It is
I've never
pretty
watched
funny,
a bit
yeah.
of it, but
I've seen a
I
lot
know
of that. It's
you'll
pretty
enjoy
funny.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
when speaking about TV,
Good show.
We talked a few weeks ago about how kind of like the streaming services, like my DirecTV got up to like 119 a month.
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
like, that's enough. And I cut it out.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things I can't watch because of that.
Okay.
But I have discovered so many other things that are available. Tubi and all these things. There's a ton of stuff to watch. I've been watching The $6 Million Man.
Oh, really?
I don't even
Yeah.
know what that is.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
Steve Austin, The $6 Million Man. We have the
don't remember this?
technology.
Like, when is this
We
from?
can rebuild him. 70s.
Well, I wasn't alive in the
late
70s.
or early into the early.
I mean, I've heard that before, but I've
or did
never
it
watched
end
it.
in the 70s.
I think I don't know. I have to go back and think about it. No,
I
he was an
remember watching as a
astronaut.
kid.
He was in a wreck, and he lost his legs, his arms, and an eye, so they gave him bionic arms, a bionic arm,
So he's like
bionic legs,
RoboCop?
and a bionic eye. Yeah, it's like RoboCop meets James Bond is exactly what it is. The shows have
a
a
good
very
premise.
James Bond kind of feel. He's on a mission. And
Well,
he's
that's
kinda doing
fun.
things. It's super fun. Yeah, it's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
Miami
Jim's been
Vice.
I
watching
did
Miami
too.
Vice
The
from the
original,
beginning.
or-
I did too.
Like the OG, because there's a new one out.
Yeah, the new
or-
stuff is never any good.
I don't know if it's still going. I accidentally watched part
I
of
watched the pilot just like yesterday.
Really?
Jim? Yeah.
Tubbs and Crockett,
Miami-
huh?
Yeah, Crockett and Tubbs. And
sounds like
it's been long enough.
butter.
Which one was from Crane, Missouri?
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
He's actually from Flat Creek.
Flat Creek. Yeah.
He was born there, quickly moved to somewhere in Kansas, and really was raised in all that Kansas. In poverty, by the way.
Wow. Don Johnson.
Interesting.
Don Johnson, Sonny Crockett.
The first time I went to California, I was in middle school. And
Yeah.
I remember I wanted to go to Rodeo Drive,
Yeah.
and then quickly discovered I couldn't afford any of the clothes that
Yeah,
you could buy
no.
there. But I remember wanting to be like looking like Miami Vice as I went
the
down.
white linen suit.
Yeah,
There's
I was-
still
White linen
time.
suit,
You can do that.
The pastel T-shirt.
Please do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Bring it
I
back.
loved it.
Classic.
That
Bring it
was
back.
the coolest thing was when you didn't need to wear a tie anymore and a button up, but to
Really?
wear
And you were still-
a
yeah.
t-shirt under your suit jacket.
Looking
That was
slick.
Big time.
Yeah, that was the whole deal.
Well, that was one of the things in the Barbie movies. The guys had very short shorts on, and Evie was like, "Guys don't wear that short of shorts." I'm like, "It's back. They're bringing back the shorty shorts.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
shouldn't.
Yeah, penny loafers. The kind
Dress
of thing.
shoes and
Yeah,
no
yeah,
socks.
the
That
loafers.
you know what that results in? Stinky shoes.
And blisters.
Yeah.
I,
What was it? You remember you take your penny loafers, the ones that were laced, like the deck shoes rather.
Oh, the dock shoes. Yeah,
it was dock shoes, and you would like
Boat shoes.
coil up boat shoes. You'd coil up.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the strings.
Yeah, so they-
the laces, so that they just kind of
They
stuck
kind of
out.
poked out the
Yep,
side.
Yep.
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 And now they made Hey Dudes, which is like a rip off of that. I just realized.
Oh
It
yeah.
is.
Whoa!
I think Jack was in the room, and I'm like, Jack, this show epitomizes everything cool about the. If it's in the show, it was the epitome of cool in the '80s.
Miami Vice.
absolutely.
Miami Vice was
Yeah,
everything.
hot
I don't know
cars.
if I've ever watched an episode
Crazy
of Miami
good theme
Vice.
song.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have mental images of it, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Oh, I love.
You may have homework, Lauren.
Yeah.
I can't watch
That's your
Miami
homework.
Vice. I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
interesting. Well,
man.
I don't see myself, watching Miami Vice again, but that was a fun.
I bet it
little journey.
holds up. I bet it's delightful.
It
to
holds
watch.
up. I've been watching Walker. We've been watching Walker, Texas Ranger.
It's got great music.
We've been watching Moonlighting. Bruce Willis, Sybil Shepherd, Moonlighting. Yeah, good little show.
Wow.
Lots of great stuff out there.
I did watch Die Hard on Christmas Day, which
Of course.
Oh, we haven't watched Die Hard yet.
I was too busy on Christmas Eve because it was a church day, but
Well, yeah. Claire's really hoping her microphone turns on and she can just start inserting her
that'd be
opinion.
great. Just started
Life with Clara, it's interesting.
always. Love it.
I think we're finally healed up though. We did the really fun holiday been sick since Thanksgiving party, so that's been great. Yeah.
Yuck.
It's
we
been
managed
fun.
to avoid all that. Maybe because we don't have a bunch of littles
Probably.
at our parties anymore.
Probably.
Sharing the
got
snot
a,
and coughs.
I got
Yes,
an
all the
immune
snot.
booster infusion from Shauna.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep.
I should have done that.
Didn't get sick.
I should have done that.
Great.
Yep. I definitely should have. But it got us this year. I think it went rampant through the schools. It was rough. And it was like a cough thing that never stops and then like stomach bug on top of that. And I'm pretty sure I brought the stomach bug home. It's like, ugh. Bummer. But we're all healed up. The house has been given a haircut, is what I call. That means we've taken down our Christmas decorations.
Did that yesterday.
And you're always like, wow, look how much space we
Yeah,
have.
right. Yeah.
There's so much room for activities and so much less dust. It's like a haircut for your house.
All right, I have travel tips for New Orleans now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because I've been down there.
I want to go there. I went after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
So it was a
Jeez.
ghost town. So I've not
Yeah.
experienced the true New Orleans.
This was one of my
Experience.
favorite trips we've ever taken. I mean,
That's
we
awesome.
had a great time. And we drove down there in one day. We stopped at Central Barbecue for lunch.
Is it
in
like 8
Memphis.
hours?
It's if you're driving, if you're taking your time, it's 10.
Okay.
gonna say 10
9.
sounds- yeah.
You can do it
Okay.
9. But my best tip is stay in the Central Business District.
Okay.
So we lucked out. We got a hotel in the Central Business District. And I just thought we're going to valet the car. We're going to Uber the whole time we're down here.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive in New Orleans.
No.
We didn't Uber once because everywhere we wanted to go was walking distance.
I love walkable cities.
That's a great
I
vacation
love
when
it.
you don't have to drive.
Yeah, Jackson
Love it.
Square, 15 minutes. The restaurant,
Yeah.
Mother's Restaurant, Restaurant August, all those places. I mean, across the street, it was so cool to be right there walking wherever we wanted to go.
Ooh, Oak Alley Plantation. I've heard it's gorgeous.
So, oh yeah, I've never been there.
I think that's this one with the Oak Alley, right?
Well, that would
Like
make
the quintessential New Orleans plantation picture.
Mm-hmm.
The walkable thing is amazing. I love going on vacations where things are walkable.
But we walked streets. There were art galleries everywhere, which my wife loves, and so she would duck into the art gallery. She bought some art while we were down there in the French Market. French Market, all these different restaurants, all these vendors.
That's why I want to go.
Yeah,
Just to eat all the.
That's entirely why I go.
the
We
food.
got so
Cajun food
ahead of
especially.
time. I made reservations for Friday night. We drove down Thursday. Friday night we had reservations for a prefix menu, the Rebellion prefix menu at Restaurant August, which was amazing.
I saw the pictures. It looked
was
amazing.
So good. I mean,
Yeah.
we had venison, we had oysters, we had golly, I don't know what all we
There's
had.
nothing like
Never
good
gone
food
to a
from the
restaurant
South.
to order venison.
Yeah. Well, we didn't order it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's
That's
just
a
a
prefix
menu.
menu. You're like, whatever the chef's making for that menu, that's what you get. And so it comes out like about 7 courses. We end up with creme brulee at the end and some blood orange sorbet, which is just delicious. And it was just crazy good. Then we took a ghost tour.
I love ghost tours because of the
Yeah,
history.
that's your thing. You love that.
It's
The
fun.
spooky stuff.
So we were in a carriage.
It's more the history. It's
Yeah.
just more fun. It's
Yeah.
a more fun take on history.
So we took a carriage ride around. We got a tour guide, Royal Carriages. There's your plug for that. And our tour guide just tells us about all these. And, you know, she hit Marie Laveau. She hit Delphine Lalaurie. So she hit the big
that
ones.
song, you know.
Those big ones. And,
What is the
it
name
was
of
so
that
fun.
song? Is it Marie Laveau?
Marie Laveau. Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
By Bobby Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks,
Hey,
Jim.
thanks, Jim. So yeah, we had a great time down there. And then Saturday we drove back. So we were just down there for 2 nights, one day. And it was great. It was awesome.
My crazy New Orleans experience. I think I was 7 or 8 when I went to New Orleans. Not a great time. Saw things I'd never seen before. It was confusing.
Did you go to Mardi Gras or what?
No, we were on the way to the beach, and Mom and Dad wanted us to see New Orleans, and so we stayed at a hotel there for like a couple of nights or something. And just walking down the street, I think it was the first time I saw like homeless people and drag queens, and which I mean,
Yeah.
a 7-year-old from Texas County, yeah,
Back when that wasn't normal.
You know what was interesting to me about being in New Orleans down there this time is everybody's like, dude, don't go to Bourbon Street.
Oh, really?
Don't go.
Really?
Yeah, like the people down there, like
it's all
bad.
all homeless.
It's just a mess.
It's bad. Well, I don't know about all of that.
Just
but
scammy, probably.
In our
That's
carriage
interesting.
ride by, we crossed Bourbon Street, and you could look down it, and all I know it was all rainbow flags.
Oh, so it had
transgenders.
gone like crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know. You know,
but
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, when in your cup of tea. But
Safe to say.
we were 7-year-old Lauren's in New Orleans, and there's this guy walking around in like socks and shorts and a shirt. I mean, he doesn't have shoes on, and he's like chewing on something in his mouth, and he's like trying to like hand me something. My dad about beat him senseless. I mean, he didn't touch him, but that's how it would have gone.
Yeah.
It was headed that direction
you get an
real
inch
quick.
Closer to my daughter,
And it's
gonna be the
on,
end of you.
yeah.
It's not going to go well.
And so I was kind of honestly scared of it for a long time because I'm like, that was really creepy for a 7 or 8-year-old. And there were some neat things that I saw there, but it was a lot.
That shaped your view.
It shaped
of
my
the
view of
city.
New Orleans. It
We
didn't give me
had,
the warm and fuzzies.
We had zero safety concerns while we were down
That's
there.
good.
It was no issues. Never.
That's how we felt in Charleston.
I
I
didn't
mean,
have
we
any
didn't
safety
feel.
concerns when I went there either. It was a ghost town.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it was Sugar Bowl weekend.
We put a tarp on a roof, and it looked a lot like a scene from The Walking Dead, other than the zombies weren't walking around the streets.
Abby Lee
Abby,
loves the Garden District.
Our carriage ride went through the Garden District. It is beautiful. It is
Yeah.
beautiful down there. But
Yeah, you
it
make
was
me
Sugar
wanna
Bowl.
go.
It was Sugar Bowl weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Which we didn't plan for that.
I don't know who played in that. I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I asked our waiter at the restaurant, I'm like, hey, we were down at Jackson Square. There's a lot of street bands. There's a lot of vendors. There's a lot going on. It's a really happening place. Like, is it like that all the time? Or is it, is it because it's
extra.
Sugar Bowl weekend? He's like, well, he said, it's the weekend. The weather's cool. But it was just funny. He says the weather's nice. Because I guess, in New Orleans, it's different. When it's really hot,
Yeah.
and all that stuff shuts down.
That makes sense.
Or has
Yeah.
they don't wanna go
has
out
to
and
wait
Because
till
it
late
gets
night.
terribly hot.
Yeah.
Hot and muggy.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, it's the weekend. It's just, it's this time of year right before New Year's and all that stuff. So, it's not really Sugar Bowl. And, if you come last weekend, next weekend, it'll still be like that. But, so
I think there's always an excuse for a party there.
Al Beth did not enjoy it.
Yeah, it was. And I do want to go back and eat at some of the quintessential places. And Jesse and I have talked about that. We will do it, but I have bad memories. I have no desire to take my kids
Well,
there.
that was the other thing I got was, on my Facebook feed, I'm posting, where we eat and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I just get this, I've got a list of like 40 restaurants now. People are like, oh, you should eat here. You should eat.
Oh,
Like,
man.
Hey, folks, too late. I'm already there. I'm already
gone.
eating. You get done. Tell
Next time.
Next time. So,
Yeah.
but, we've got some good recommendations. And I think we will. We may go right back next Christmas. We had a
That's
Really?
a great.
Is that good? That says a lot if you just
Yeah.
get right back down.
That's how I feel about Charleston. Like I'm ready to go back and eat more amazing places.
we might stay 3 nights. You never know.
There you go.
We gotta do the whole thing. Well,
Charleston, I do want to go there.
Oh, it's awesome.
it's about that time. The clock on the wall says it's 8:27, so we'll get ready to shut it down here. But
Yeah,
all good. Happy New Year, everybody.
New Year.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with more waffle.
well, waffle.
Waffle on.